What if physics just stopped making sense? And it's not a glitch, it's a warning. Episode 1 of 3 Body Problem kicks off with mystery, death, and a cosmic threat way bigger than we're ready for. You're watching Science, Tech, and Entertainment. Let's break it down. Beijing, 1966. It's the middle of China's Cultural Revolution. A chaotic time when teachers, scientists, and anyone accused of having dangerous ideas were dragged into public struggle sessions. At Tsinghua University, a physics professor named Ye Zhitai is humiliated in front of a furious crowd. His crime? Teaching stuff like Einstein's theory of relativity and the Big Bang. The Red Guards, basically brainwashed teenagers, scream at him. Didn't Einstein help build the atomic bomb for America? Ye's daughter Ye Wenjie watches in horror as her father is beaten to death. She can't do anything. She used to be his best student. Now she's exiled to a work camp deep in the wilderness of Mongolia. Flash forward to 2024, in London at Oxford University. A physicist named Saul Durand is staring at some test results that make absolutely no sense. He tells his boss, Vera Ye Wenjie's daughter, "It looks like everything we know about physics is just wrong." Vera is just as baffled. But then, things take a dark turn. Vera walks straight into a giant water tank at the lab, and ends her life. That death lands on the radar of a Chinese intelligence officer named Da Shi. He's investigating a disturbing trend. Top scientists are either dying mysteriously or going insane. One guy literally gouged out his own eyes and covered his walls in a creepy number sequence before dying. Turns out, Vera was part of a group known as the Oxford Five, young physicists who all used to study together. The others are Augie Salazar, Jin Cheng, Will Downing, Jack Rooney, and of course, Saul Durand. All of them are starting to notice bizarre things in their work. Particle accelerators around the world are suddenly spitting out nonsense data. It's like reality itself is breaking. Then Augie starts seeing something even scarier, a countdown floating in her vision. She can't turn it off, and one day a mysterious woman warns her, "Don't let it reach zero, and stop working on your nanotech project. Immediately." Back in the past, Wenjie is chopping trees at a labor camp, but the Chinese military has other plans for her. They recruit her to work on a secret program called Red Coast Base, home to a huge radio telescope that literally fries birds when it powers up. Everyone thinks it's for missile defense, but nope, it's actually trying to contact aliens. And Wenjie, she's the key scientist behind it all. Now an old woman, Wenjie tells Jin that her Red Coast days are ancient history. But when her daughter Vera dies, something doesn't add up. Wenjie gives Jin a weird-looking helmet, says Vera used it to play a game. But when Jin puts it on, she's suddenly in a bizarre virtual world. Endless sand, ancient pyramids, an enormous burning sun, and people rising from the ground like zombies. She yanks the helmet off, freaked out. Meanwhile, Augie is freaking out about her countdown. She meets up with Saul, not for romance, but for backup. A woman had told her, "Look up at the sky, the universe will wink." They stare up at the night sky, and the stars blink. Like, actually blink. Da Shi and his boss Wade see it too, from a totally different location. Wade, who's clearly been in the game for a long time, just says, "That, Clarence, is our enemy." So what is this enemy? Why are scientists losing their minds? And what really happened at Red Coast all those years ago? One thing's for sure, the universe just blinked back, and we've got a problem. This episode hit hard right from the start. That opening during the Cultural Revolution was just brutal. Watching Professor Ye humiliated and killed in front of a crowd of young Red Guards felt so raw. And the fact that his daughter, Ye Wenjie, had to watch it all while being held back, that's trauma that doesn't go away. You can see how something like that would completely break someone. It's not just about the loss of her father, it's the loss of trust in humanity, in society, in the idea that reason and science will protect you. That single event kind of explains everything that follows in Wenjie's life. Jumping to 2024, the tone shifts into this eerie mystery. Ye's suicide is so quiet, so deliberate. She just walks into the water like she's already made peace with whatever she's seen. That's scarier than if it had been dramatic. And Saul realizing that all their scientific theories are breaking down, that's chilling. Like, when your entire understanding of the universe starts falling apart, what do you even hold on to? The other deaths are just as unsettling. Scientists losing their minds, scribbling endless numbers, gouging out their eyes. It's like knowledge is becoming poison. And that's where the horror really comes in. Not from jump scares, but from this slow, creeping dread that the more you understand, the worse it gets. There's something deeply terrifying about the idea that reality is being rewritten or corrupted, and only the smartest people can see it. But they're also the ones most vulnerable to it. Then there's Augie and the countdown. That whole idea, a number constantly ticking down in your vision that no one else can see, that's such a clever way to show psychological pressure. And the way the stranger tells her not to let it hit zero, it adds this invisible threat hanging over everything. The fact that this is tied to her own scientific work makes it even worse. It's like the thing she's most proud of is also what might be destroying her. Back in When Jay's past, the Red Coast scenes were low-key terrifying in a different way. There's something very real about that Cold War paranoia. Building giant hidden projects in the middle of nowhere, frying birds with high-powered radio tech. But once we find out the true purpose isn't missiles or defense, but to contact aliens, that's when it gets wild. And honestly, it makes sense. When Jin tries on that gold helmet and gets pulled into that alien simulation, I felt that was the show's way of saying, this is no longer just theoretical. That dreamlike world with the burning sun and people rising from the sand, it's more symbolic than literal. Like it's not trying to talk to us in words, but through pure experience. And then, the stars blink. That was the moment the entire show shifted for me. It confirmed that this isn't all in anyone's head. The universe actually responded. Something out there noticed us, and is now actively communicating. And when Wade says, that Clarence is our enemy, it lands so hard. No exaggeration, no panic, just cold recognition. They know we've been seen, and whatever saw us is not on our side. Altogether, this episode manages to blend history, science fiction, and psychological horror in a way that feels grounded and unsettling. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it sticks with you because the danger isn't some alien spaceship in the sky. It's the collapse of everything we thought we understood. If you're enjoying the mystery, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into mind-bending shows.